I've been to see the development of a play called Reality Bites, and I did some interviews. I was going to put them all together and chop them up and edit them, and they're so good. The company is so enthusiastic and so interesting. I've left the conversations exactly as they are, and so I'm going to put them up one after the other. And if you want to see the play or you want to know more about the play, uh, the hashtag here is, or the link here is at Reality Bites Play. You'll find it at the Arches Theatre, which is tucked away down a lane just next to the Battersea Power Station. It's got its own tube stop, so you just go to the Battersea Power Station tube, which is on the Northern Line, get off, go round the corner, and there's the theatre. It's a little theatre. It's tucked away down a lane called Arches Lane. It is wonderful. I assure you, you're going to have a great night out. It's short, it's sassy, and it throws a punch. And otherwise, I just leave it for these interviews. So let's have a listen to them together, because it was such pleasure reviewing these after I filmed them, and just realizing how enthusiastic these guys are and how well they do this. I don't want to get in the way. I'm at the Arches Theatre. You need to persist to find it, but it's well worth the effort. I'm with Rob, who is playing Joshua.
Correct.
And this is all about reality TV. But you aren't a character who was on reality TV, are you?
No.
Tell me something about it, but don't give no spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay, so my character is directly linked to someone who does go on reality TV without him knowing that they've been on it.
Oh my goodness.
And the repercussions for him personally are very grave,
yes,
let's say.
Yeah. Well, the problem with reality TV is it affects everybody in your immediate surround. I know I was on reality TV.
Yeah.
But how you've done some research into reality TV as well?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I've sort of had friends that have done reality TV
Really?
shows. And
did they apply, or were they headhunted?
Headhunted, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, everybody I know was headhunted.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was headhunted.
Right.
I was headhunted. I was told I would only be on there for a short while, but in fact I won.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
What can you do?
expected.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I should have got out. But it was. I love the time on reality TV, but not the time afterwards. And you're really dealing with the time afterwards, aren't you? You're the man.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think also dealing with it from the perspective of someone that had no control whatsoever about even them being linked to the show.
Nobody has control on reality TV.
Well, yeah. And once you're on it, you don't either.
What's production like on this show?
Lovely so far. Yeah, it's good cast, nice director.
Oh,
it's not
lovely.
quite as puppeteering as reality TV
No,
seems
you don't
to be.
realise it's puppeteering. You don't know that you're being puppeteered. And I think my problem with reality TV is that once you're on it, you've accepted all that stuff, and you think that's what you've got, but nobody knows. Once you give somebody that sort of control, they don't know when to stop.
Yeah. And have you signed it all away by that point?
You don't know what you're signing because it's all so quick. In my case, it was about 2 weeks from the telephone call to the point at which the show started.
You're on.
It was just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And originally, I wanted to be Mrs. May.
Right.
I was going to catfish as Mrs. May, and then I thought the character isn't really very interesting.
Right.
Once you've done a bit of weeping about the mess you got the country into.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Thank God you can be yourself because no one will believe it."
Yeah.
So what in the show?
Yeah.
What is your job in real life?
So we sort of agreed. He doesn't actually say it verbatim on the show.
But you've been well trained. You know what you are.
He's a recruiter.
Oh right.
Yeah. And I think he's pretty much everything he does is sort of reluctantly trying to please other people. And I think the job's kind of been the same. He didn't go to university. Most of the people in the office did. He struggles with that a little bit.
Right.
I think he's constantly feeling like he's not quite capable of what his life is.
What we've got is a series of three monologues.
Four monologues.
Four monologues. Right.
Yeah.
But it seems very exciting. It seems very dynamic,
100%.
and you.
Yeah, and they're all very closely interlinked. And
I've just been listening to one, by the way. I've been very naughty.
Yeah, we've been in tech listening to one over and over and over. But yeah, you sort of, as it goes, you slowly start to piece together. Oh, that's the link to this character and this character and this character. Oh my God, bang, bang, and then you start to realise what's kind of happening as it snowballs towards the end. And
Right.
Mine's the last.
We have to stop any second, but I have to ask you, because you've got to go in and do stuff.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you, would you go on reality TV?
No.
That is so.
I wouldn't.
So clear.
Part of that is because I'm an actor. You know, that's my job, and I think it would detract from my pull as an actor if I did do reality TV.
Right, but actually, I remember going on just before I went on. I spoke to some actors and I said, you know, what do you think it should be? And I said, you have to perform, you have to be you, and it's rather difficult to be. And it took me about 4 days of being on the show before I suddenly clicked into this is the performance of me, as me, but a real performance. It's not me pretending to be me.
Yeah,
and being you is really hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, as an actor,
projecting you.
Yeah.
So when I was on Panto, projecting a character is quite easy.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Or you know, way back in the past when I was always evil, doing lots of Shakespeare, that was evil. That was easy. That was easy. But now, you know, being me, because you don't know who you are really.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're trying to project that to
and you have to fill every moment really. That's the other thing. And as an actor, you're looking for those moments of stillness.
Yeah.
And listening. Well, on reality TV, you're listening to nothing.
And
it's really hard. I had a cat, thank God, so I could listen to the cat.
Oh, that's nice.
Which was very nice. He was a great performer.
Yeah. Good.
Cats are in the present tense, and that's what we're looking for. That's what you're always looking for when you perform. Not to be in the past, not to be in the future, but to be absolutely in the present. It's really hard work.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Well, I can't wait for you to see it and see what you think. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.